Gotta scoot over a little. All right. We're up and running, folks. Hello, Internet. Doing some Vampire Survivors tonight before we go maybe fight Shredder? I'm not sure how far we'll get in Shredder's Revenge. It's not a very long game, since it is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. But, I'm not sure how far we can get. We'll see. I booted it up today to make sure I could remember how to play the video game. Hey, Devil's Buddy, how's it going? But before we get to Vampire Survivors, yep, there it is. Discotheque had their stream today. I was in Sign Out stream, basically updating my release list. Show that in a minute. Actually, let me grab it, put it on the side for now. Before I go too much further. Yeah. Back up. Thank you. Don't mind that. Yes. They showed off 19 releases that they're doing that covers about 30 titles, basically. That's a little reverse of how they worded it. They worded it as 19 releases that cover 30 titles. Yeah. I want to hit some of the highlights of it. I don't know if I'll talk about all 19. But one of the first things they showed off was I think their third different release of Castle of Cagliostro for Lupin the Third. This was one of their first Lupin the Third releases. I can't do 2 words or less, especially with the token ones. I can't do 2 words or less. Anyway, this is the third different release of Castle Cagliostro they did. The first was a Blu-ray release with, I would assume, the original dub and sub and all that. The second one they did was a 4K remaster of it. This third one is another Blu-ray release. It's in a steelbook, and it has the current Lupin the Third cast. English cast. Yeah. Discotheque has... And I can answer this real easily because I could just go over here to my master list. Lupin! 42 individual releases of Lupin the Third, which is like most of the franchise. Like, that's, I think, all of the main Lupin the Third parts, which are the main TV shows, and then, like, most of the movies and, like, specials. Oh, do you say it Lupin the Third? Because here's the thing. Both are valid. Because both are said in the series. It just depends on what character says it. Lupin is basically by his crew. Lupin is by Zenigata. So both, I'll be honest, if you ask me, both pronunciations are valid because both are said in series and both are said depending on the context. Some people will probably float between the two of them in the same conversation. But yeah, both, I'll be honest, having watched some Lupin, both are valid. It's fine. But yeah, Lupin the Third, Castle Cagliostro, brand new release. Unfortunately, it's exclusive to the Crunchyroll store, so you have to go order through them. They're not the greatest, even though they bought Right Stuff. This is just a bunch of summations of stuff. Our first of 3 Toku releases that they showed off for this stream come right on Amazon. The fourth Showa Era Writer Series. and our fifth overall or sixth overall writer. My bad, sixth overall writer. 24 episodes on 2 discs, all the usual extras and stuff. Funny thing about that font, that's technically the Amazon writers font that was used for the English release, or at least the English sub release of Kamen Rider Amazons, plural, which basically has nothing to do with the show outside of a name. That was released like 2017 or something, 2016, 2015, something around there. No, it's it's not that. But Amazon here is basically Kamen Rider Tarzan. That is an accurate statement. And some casual shade, some lighthearted casual shade thrown at the other folks that are releasing Rider stuff. With this release, they basically have released more Rider on Blu-ray than any other company. Yes, he's Kamen Rider Tarzan. That is an accurate description of his character. Because, just to kind of like show and kind of talk about it numbers wise, Shout has only released 4 series on Blu-ray. They've released Kuga, Ryuki, 01 and Geats. No, only Amazon Transforms. But those are the only they've released. They still have the original series sub-wise on streaming, but they haven't done a Blu-ray release of it, probably because it's 98 episodes long. Oh, V3? The one with 2 riders? No. No, he just... his mouth is uncovered all the time. He's not even that augmented. He only has like a fancy arm that has different tools and stuff that it turns into. Otherwise, he's just a dude. Yeah, Rider Man always has his face uncovered, which is why I look at anyone going, Tackle's not a rider, and I go, bullshit. Fucking Rider Man's a rider. Anywho. But yeah, Discotheque or Shout Factory has those 4, like I said, the original series they haven't released. They also haven't released Ace of Generations Forever on a Blu-ray at all, and they've had that on their streaming services for like forever. That's a movie. And then Media Blasters has the Shin, Zeno, and J movies as their like Kamen Riders like trilogy collection, and then they have a Dyad collection that is Kamen Rider the First and the Next. Yes, Charizard. That's because Discotheque is putting out Amazon in October. I'll get to releases at the end, but Kamen Rider Amazon's on Blu-ray is coming out in October. They just announced it this afternoon at their Otakon panel. Also, they do other Toku stuff. All of this is Metal Heroes. They continue to just be... of these, basically, V3X Amazon are chronologically first, and then Black and RX are next. To be honest, you can watch any show you want because they're all subsectioned off. They're all their own thing. You don't need a watch order for a writer. I can recommend you on SoundOut 12's YouTube. He does have a viewing guide for Kamen Rider, but that's only to basically give you a basic understanding of each of the series for you to go watch them. Because Rider is very subsectioned off. You can basically hop in any show you want. Also, yes, that was what he's saying to VR Troopers. Yeah, one of these shows was used for VR Troopers. I think 2 of them, actually. But yeah, Discotheque's been working on the Metal Heroes as well. No Metal Hero releases in this stream, but they're on their way. I'll see if I can find... Someone's been tracking this. Set up Pop Discord. I have to see if I can find the picture of their 4, 8. They've done 8 of the 17 Metal Hero series. But yeah. The Ruby Spears Mega Man show from the 90s is getting a Blu-ray release from Discotek. It's SD Blu-ray, 27 episodes. If you desire ye olde Mega Man, here you go. It's that old 90s Mega Man show. They did a whole bunch of cool box art stuff. It looks like an old NES box for the packaging. That's Mega Man X. This is Mega Man, like original Mega Man, not Mega Man X, even though Mega Man X does show up in this show. Zero is a Mega Man X character. That's a future version of Mega Man. Or a future time setting of Mega Man. So Zero would not be in this show. You basically have your Zero X, well, technically Zero is an XP of Proto Man. But Proto Man fills in your X or your Zero slot in original Mega Man. If we're looking at it backwards, basically. But they also got a bunch of art and stuff that'll be on the Blu-ray and other such special features. I don't know what this is. It's Urotsukijo? Joey? I don't know what this is. It exists. It's a bunch of sequels to the original series that they've already put out. Also, this is where basically the main storefronts for all of your Discotek stuff, so you can go shop at any of these. I wouldn't say I would recommend Media OCD because that's basically buying directly from them. Golden Boy. I would say so because they mentioned that, you know, Discotek is not an adult company, but sometimes they release things that are very adult in nature. But yeah, Golden Boy, which I only know about to a certain extent because it's talked about in a video essay that I really love watching, which is Metal Gear Solid 4's Mistake. If you want to know why this show is talked about in relation to Metal Gear Solid 4, go watch that video essay. It takes a while to get there and get to this exact example, but it is a very good video essay. Yeah, all 6 on Blu-ray. They kind of baited people because apparently there's a Gundam scene in one of the Sergeant Frog movies. So here's a collection of Sergeant Frog movies because they've done the entire show. So here's the movies. All 5 of them, HD, on Blu-ray, subs, and the like. I feel like the list I have put together is different than this number, but they get a better call on what their number is for their releases and the like. My list has their releases, has their print order lower than this, but the number of number of Blu-rays they've produced higher than this. So I don't know. Granted, my print status is basically based off of what's available stock-wise, so that's an entire different conversation. If they say they have 350 titles in print, then they are correct. I am wrong, basically. Did I close out I closed that out. Zigapane. 26 episodes plus two films, their 2016 ADP film and their 2024 STA film, will all be on one Blu-ray. So if this looks interesting to you, here you go. I have no idea what this is. And last up, in a bit of an odd thing because of the clip they shown off, Digimon the Movie Collection 2. So this is the next 3 Digimon movies that were produced, which is 02 Revenge of Deborahmon, Tamers Battleful Adventures, and Tamers Runaway Locomon. All 3 of these have their original Japanese audio. In their original dubs? Question mark. Yeah. So here's the thing. All 3 of these were dubbed back in the day for Disney, because that's where Digimon was releasing. But the clip they showed, 2 of the actors, or 2 of the voices that are heard, are the original actors for those characters instead of who was subbed in for the dub back then. But all of the rest of the audio is still the original audio. Bear in mind, I'm taking this from SoundOut 12, who listened and heard the difference. I couldn't tell. So they might, since they had a whole bunch of the original cast back to do the new dubs for the first movie collection, they might have subbed in new audio from whoever didn't get to be a part of these movies back then. Maybe. We're not sure. Discotech has not clarified. But yeah, this second collection will go along with your first collection and have more Digimon movies. Interesting enough, we're getting this movie collection with specifically 2 Tamers movies before we get Tamers. I assume we're doing this. This is happening because they're probably going to wait a little bit longer to announce Tamers. That way there's not this big, massive holdup before they get to put Tamers out the door. They'd rather clear everything, get most of the clearing done first, then announce Tamers. This is Monster by Naoki Urasawa. I don't know what this is, but it exists. 74 episodes, Japanese English subtitles, and dubbed in English, and it's coming out next year. It's the only title that got stuff got hard release dates during this stream, but it's one of the things that got more of a soft release date of next year. And that was the end of the stuff they were showing off at Otacon's panel itself. Just because they only had so much time for the panel, but we still have more to talk about. Project Arms, which is an anime of 50 episodes long. It's certainly a thing. I don't know what this is. Following up with Higurashi When They Cry, here's Higurashi When They Cry Kai and Rei, which is basically seasons 2 and 3 of that show. If you desire this show, here's more of it. Do you like Hideo Kojima? Because here's Zone of the Enders, the anime, with its prequel and its TV show all in one box. So if you like Kojima, here's Zone of the Enders. As a part of Discotech's Nihon Nights, which is basically just their live action label, basically. Bangkok Dangerous, which is a Thai action film that got remade in America with Nicolas Cage. Here's the original. And then here is Zars Wars, Bangkok Zombie Crisis Infects the War, or Bangkok Zombie Crisis. They put this out on DVD a long time ago, but now it's on Blu-ray. As a part of your collection of Aim for the Top and Gunbusters, or Aim for the Ace and Aim for the Top material, here is Shin Aim for the Ace. 24 episodes, and it's a remake of the original series. This goes along with not only for all of your Aim for the Ace stuff that they've already done, this technically also goes with their Gunbusters release, because Gunbusters is a AU take on this material that involves a giant robot in Aliens. Don't ask me why that's the case. I don't know why they turned a tennis anime into a mecha show. They just did. Kikaider 01 is our second Toku release that was announced for the stream. This is basically our second to last license rescue from Generation Kikai. All that's left from Generation Kikai now is Anazaman. But this will go along with your Kikaider release and the eventual Kikaider reboot release. And then they spent some time talking about the Dark Sorcerers release they are doing. This is the USA produced version of Dark Stalkers that is, I would say, probably not good. But if you desire it, it's here. I'll be honest, I'm considering just getting all of the video game adaptation stuff from Discotheque because fuck it. They've made so many different things and they're such mixed quality, you might as well. Because weirdly, they are all like interconnected in a certain way. Because like half of it's Capcom. And last up, Stronger. 39 episodes, 3 discs, all the usual assortment of extras and stuff for their writer releases. I kind of hope they sneak Tackle onto the cover, please. Thank you. I don't want to bug them and be like, hey, put Tackle on the cover, damn it. But, hey, put Tackle on the cover, damn it. But yeah, this basically rounds out the original 5 shows of Showa Rider. What's called the Legendary 7, which are basically the first 7 riders. And if we could get fucking original series on Blu-ray, shout. That would be like most of the show era on Blu-ray. Because now the only 3 things are missing from the show era now are the Skyrider and Super 1 series, which Skyrider is technically called Kamen Rider because it was a soft reboot of the franchise that didn't go well. And everyone calls it Skyrider because that's the name of the main character. And then the Z-Cross special, which is basically a 10 crossover of the 10 main writers at that time. We don't know how we're getting Z-Cross, since it is like just an hour-long special. Usually Z-Cross gets thrown into movie collections in Japan, but we have not gotten really barely anything movie-wise for Rider stateside. So it's a little hard to see. And most of that is just due to the fact that technically the license for a show and then any movies that are produced alongside that show are separate. So if you get the license for, say, Stronger, you get just Stronger. You don't get any movies that were made with Stronger at the time. That's a separate license. That's a separate thing entirely. Which is incredibly stupid and dumb, but fucking oh well, I guess. I just see a potential spoiler for Gav, and I'm like, oh god, are they gonna do the final episode form and it's actually something fucking different? Oh boy. Oh boy, we're gonna have a final form conversation with Gav. Hooray. And once more, Discotheque doing more writer releases than basically anybody else. And that is all Discotheque shown off. They did do a little recap here, showing basically the release dates for some of the stuff they announced. Basically, the Mega Man, Shin-chan, I miss Shin-chan and the thread. They announced the Shin-chan series. Golden Boy and Amazon are all coming out in October. The rest of it is TBD on releases. So I took the time to update the release during the stream and after the stream because I also made sure that if I was missing anything, I grabbed it. So basically, because of the stuff they announced, they confirmed release dates for the stream as well. October is going to have the Stone Protector series, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, the USA Doctor Stalker series, the Ruby Spears Mega Man series, the first season of Higurashi, Terrifying Girls High School Woman's Violent Chaos Room, Shin-Chan, the Urotsuku Jin sequel stuff, Golden Boy, Amazons, Cyborg 009 versus Devilman, and the Auron Host Club live action film. And then in kind of the... Why is all that way down there? Where did the Kikaider reboot stuff go? Why is it gone? Did I accidentally delete it? Apparently so. Apparently I cut it instead of copying it. One second, folks. I'm going to take the second to update this. Apparently, I cut this instead of copying it when I moved over some stuff. So, still on the docket, because it didn't have releases, are a special yellow dub version of Space Adventure Cobra, which is a version of Space Adventure Cobra with some licensed audio. There's the Kikaider reboot movie, which, since we're watching Gaim, well, we get to talk about that, kind of. I'm almost tempted to slide that into our stuff, just because if we get far enough, I might slide that in just because. That was the wrong thing. And then a bunch of stuff that I think basically falls under their Nihon Nights label, basically. If you're going to ask me what any of these live action things are, I haven't the faintest idea, because it's been since January since these were announced. Okay, that's all up to date now and fixed. Hooray! But yeah, here's basically all the TBA stuff that I've decided to put on the 2026 list, since we have a 2026 list now, basically. That didn't get dates, but were still announced basically at the last Discotheque stream. If there was anything announced at the Discotheque stream before that wasn't released, somebody can poke me and leave a comment and say, hey, is that using Thunder? We're using Thundergale? Oh yeah, those are the Those are Geo Lakes some variety. What is this suit made out of? It is made out of a lot of parts. But it is also not the final episode. Oh wow, they made the gimmick figure the size of Shoto. That's probably a smart decision. Anywho. Yeah, this is all the stuff that hasn't got a date yet. I didn't put a box art for Higurashi Ray because they kind of covered it, so I didn't want to put in a partial one. But yeah, Discotheque showed off a lot of cool things. Some of it I was interested in, which is all I ask. Also, that was 30 minutes of me talking about Discotheque. Sound stream will probably be shorter in that respect. But yeah, if Discotheque continues to put out Toku stuff, even if it's not Rider, I will happily fill out my shelf with that. I mean, I basically have almost all of the like new gen Ultra stuff from Ginga to Rube at the moment. To pick up Taiga and Zed at some point. This sucks. This really sucks. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm dead. Upgrade anything. That might help. But yeah, made sure with the release list, if you're looking for it, just hop on my Blue Sky. I posted about it, and it's there. And I'm trying to keep it up to date as best I can. Since they said they have like another retailer to pick up their stuff from, I'm like, well, I guess I'm checking them on their stock status. Ow. Oh no. Ow. Oh my god, I'm barely getting any experience. Makes the experience I am getting a little bit more valuable. Fuck. Okay, that'll help. I'm just not getting healing items. That's like half the problem. I'd like a little bit more off that chest, but that's fine. Make this one chest enemy to die, please. That's a problem. There we go. Ooh, 5. Nice. That'll help out a whole lot. Cut these real quick. Ah, the only thing that's locked is Spellbinder. Okay. Oh, hi. I forgot about you. I forgot that you're on this map. Oh no. Okay, good. Those two are gone. I think we can just hold around for a little bit. Because I think the back into that 20, right? Testing? Really need move speed. Okay, so the cheese summons the wolves, so we don't pick up the cheese if possible. Locked myself out of whip upgrade, but that's fine. Or whip evolution, that's fine. Shit. Oh, thank God. Got lucky and got across there. Shit. Oh, now I got one of them after us. Fantastic. Okay, good. Oh, I won't be able to unlock anything in the shop because I'm maxed out on weapons and equipment, so I was making a beeline there to spend some of this money, but that's pointless. Hello.
Hello.
So we've got Amazon and Stronger on Blu-ray now. We're gonna have this entire Showa era before we even get like half of a Heisei era.
Probably. That's something?
Something.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's on that one. Why, you know, look.
What's not working?
Oh, it's still on the wrong one. There we go. I was having to get the game on the right sound channel. The problem with that is when you're clicked off of the game, it goes quiet.
Of course it does.
And there's no setting to not make it do that.
But that's for your convenience.
No, the setting would be for my convenience.
True.
I'm guessing we don't need side stream for this one, right?
No, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's all one screen.
I set the solo one up because I figured as much, but I was like, okay, I will ask.
I think the only thing that would be unique to our screens are the ending screen, or our individual endings for characters. I don't know if we would get to those tonight.
Good question. Also, I may or may not have downloaded a mod to let it have the Switch buttons. That way I could actually set it up to where when it tells me to hit A, I'm not stupidly hitting B.
Oh, is it not automatically doing that?
It's a long, drawn-out thing.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, it was showing PlayStation buttons for me.
Yeah, it's a thing with Switch kind of deal.
Of course it is.
Not to mention this controller acts like a Xbox controller.
When
it's hooked to my computer anyhow. And even if it was an Xbox controller, I mean, I would still probably have to do that because I will stupidly still hit the wrong buttons.
Fair. So, Gav may be trying to induce a Final Form conversation with its show, more so than usual.
Do I even want to know?
So we have the proper two Final Forms of Over and Master. And now this is showing up next week. Bear in mind, next week is not the final episode. We still have like 3 episodes left, including that. As you'll notice, there's a lot of part reuse on this suit. about to say, why was I not dying? Also, this is apparently just called Red Gav.
That's real original.
Yep.
There you are.
Oh, I still have my April. That's level 10.
I'm not actually fully picked kind of deal.
Fair. When I originally went through the game, I did it with April because why not?
Well, I am ready.
Dashboard's not updated.
Again, I am ready.
All right, I'll take stream now. We'll be right back with Turtles here in a second, folks.